I shouldn't have tried to talk. I shouldn't have tried to talk. It's going to interrupt me with a fucking disconnect every time I try to say something long.
Good to see you.
What's going on with you?
I hear the legions have been recalled from Fort Swampmouth in Black Marsh, and many of the Argonian slaves have returned to their tribes.
Anyway,
I have heard Argonia is a strange and treacherous.
I was pretty close to the end, though.
Odd things I
Trainers were too useful in Morrowind, but
Good day.
they limited them so severely
share your thoughts.
in Oblivion and in Skyrim that they're almost not useful at all anymore. Like, that 5 times per level cap, like, unless you plan it really, really well, it's very difficult to meaningfully use them.
You seem quite intriguing. Please, share your thoughts.
So I feel, I said this the other day, I feel like there has to be some level of middle ground between how unlimited they were in Morrowind and how very limited they are now. But I'm not sure exactly what the details of that would be like. Like,
Honor, to be sure.
maybe you can train 10 times per level instead of 5. Because then if there's a skill you really need to raise... although it's... I will also say that it became much, much less of a problem because Skyrim got rid of the old attribute system,
It is really no trouble at all.
which means you never need to raise a particular skill by 10 points before your next level up to make sure you get your proper attribute bonus locked in. Yeah, exactly, Martin. So in that respect, maybe it doesn't... Maybe it's a much less pressing problem now that we don't have to worry about, oh, you gotta get your 10 skill ups in for this particular attribute before you level up, or else you're gonna bork your character growth. That's 87, I think. We're getting close. Well, I must say, some of it on camera, some of it off. I've done an unseemly amount of swearing about the disconnects today. I need to get my anger under control. Oh, my back. Oh, it's stiff and it hurts and I hate getting old. Ugh. Oh, shit. Oh. On the other hand, actually stretching it like that feels so fucking good sometimes. Old age ain't for sissies. That's what my dad always said. The slowest skill to level in Skyrim after speech, yeah, it is. It's destruction. Absolutely. I'm going to do a mental inventory of the 18 Skyrim skills now just to make sure that's accurate. Magic, you have enchanting, conjuration,
How fare thee, friend?
alteration, restoration, illusion, and destruction. It's definitely destruction. Combat, you have block, heavy armor, one-handed, two-handed, archery, and smithing. It's definitely none of those. And in stealth, you have alchemy, light armor, sneak, speech, lockpicking, and pickpocket. So yeah, speech is slowest, followed by destruction. That's right. Really, those are the only two super slow skills in Skyrim. In Oblivion, there's a bit of difficulty, like with an apples to apples comparison between the skills, because all three of them are so different. I would say that Mercantile is the most painfully slow to level, but the three super slow ones are definitely Restoration, Mercantile, and Athletics. Someone did the math yesterday, last night. Cutility, I think, is how you'd pronounce her handle or his handle, or their handle, however you want to say it. If you had Mercantile just as a minor skill outside your specialization, it would take in the neighborhood of 25,000 separate transactions with merchants to get it from 5 to 100. By having it as a major, I have cut that number down by 10,000. Just by having it as a major skill, the number drops to about 15,000 transactions. Part of that, of course, is that it starts at 25 instead of 5, but that's not a very material difference, to be honest, because the number of transactions, like the experience required to get from novice to apprentice is so trivial for virtually any skill, but the big boost comes from just the lower overall experience requirement in the higher levels for something that's a major. We're rolling. No, there's no way to raise XP gain. Well, I mean, apart from the, like, it depends which skill you're talking about. So Oblivion has completely uniform experience curves for all 21 of its skills, meaning the amount of experience required to get from 5 to 100 is the same for all 21 skills, with the following caveats. The first is that there are actually 4 different experience requirement tracks, depending on what your specialization and your major are. So the slowest possible curve, or the highest possible XP requirement, comes from a minor skill you're not specialized in, followed by, leveling slightly faster, is a minor skill that you are specialized in. Faster than that is a major skill that you're not specialized in, and fastest of all is a major skill that you are specialized in. That has the lowest overall experience requirement. The second caveat is, of course, that each skill, for whatever action gains skill experience, has a different amount pegged to that action. So I don't remember the actual totals off the top of my head, but I know that on Conjuration, you gain 4 experience per Conjuration spell cast. I think that's right. Whereas, same XP curve, but you get 0.6 experience for every Restoration spell. No, Conjuration is 6. It's a factor of 10 difference. You get 6 XP. You get 6 XP for every Conjuration spell you cast. You get 0.6 for every Restoration spell you cast. But the total experience requirement to get to 100 is the same. Athletics, you get 0.2 experience for every second you spend running, and 0.3 experience for every second you spend swimming. Yeah, there's no way to... They made the systems in Oblivion far too simplistic, if you ask me. I've ranted about this before, too. So, Skyrim, whatever complaints you might have about it, made a lot of very, very good design decisions around making the skill system more functional and less arbitrary and dumb. So, for example, in Skyrim... Well, no, let's start at Oblivion. In Oblivion, the experience accrual for your defensive combat skills, so heavy armor, light armor, and block, any skill that revolves around taking hits from enemies, it's the experience is accrued purely based on the number of hits you soak up. So, if you're not being crazy and you're playing on a normal difficulty level, like, you can actually harm yourself by using better armor, because, you know, it reflects more damage, and so the enemies die having scored fewer hits on you. Same thing with the strength skills might be a better example, because they accrue experience based entirely on the number of times you hit an enemy. So if you're using better weapons and the enemies are dying faster, you actually get less skill experience for Blade and Blunt in Oblivion. Skyrim rather elegantly solves these problems in a much more sensible way. For its defensive skills, it calculates how much damage is absorbed by the armor you're wearing. So wearing better armor makes your skills increase faster. Same thing with weapons. There's still a per-hit component to the formula, but it also accounts for the base damage of the weapon making that hit, and raises the experience gain accordingly, which is so much better than going just based strictly on number of hits, like Morrowind and Oblivion did. Alright, Potion Stonks. 9 ranks to go, and the Mysticism grind will be finished. Skyrim still has the stupidity of a per-transaction formula for speech,